All right, today we are diving into a really incredible book, The Like Switch, written by a former FBI agent named Jack Schafer. We're going to break down the powerful, field-tested secrets he actually used to recruit spies and get confessions, and then show you how you can use them to make friends and, well, win anyone over. This is some powerful stuff, so let's dive right into it.
It's a pretty wild question, right? But just think about it for a second. An FBI agent's actual survival can depend on their ability to get a complete stranger to like them, to trust them, and sometimes even risk their lives for them. It is the ultimate test of social skill, and the methods they use, they're all based on decades of real-world behavioral science. So Jack Schafer isn't just some theorist sitting in an office. This guy was on the front lines. His techniques aren't just ideas from a textbook. They are proven strategies for building rapport under the most intense pressure you can possibly imagine. And what he discovered is that making friends isn't magic, it's a science. And today, we're going to learn the formula. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start by uncovering the FBI's core secret about relationships. Then we're going to break down the exact 4-part friendship formula they use. Once we have that, we'll see how to send all the right signals before you even say a word. After that, we'll cover the golden rule, the one mindset that makes all of this work. And finally, we'll see how every single interaction is your moment of truth, your chance to flip that like switch. So what is this big secret? Well, it's that building relationships isn't some mystical art form that you're either born with or you're not. No, it's a skill. And just like any other skill, it can be learned, it can be practiced, and it can be mastered using a clear, predictable formula. It means that anyone, and I mean anyone, no matter how shy or awkward you might feel, can get better at this. Look, we are fundamentally social creatures. Our need to connect with others is literally baked into our DNA. And yet, in our modern world, more and more people feel isolated. The good news is, the tools in this book are designed to bridge that exact gap. Whether you're looking for new friends, trying to strengthen family ties, or heck, even just trying to get better customer service. Schafer puts this quote from Maya Angelou in the book because it is the absolute heart of his entire philosophy. Yeah, logic and words are important, but the real key to connection is emotional impact. Everything we're about to cover is designed to do one thing: make the other person feel good when they're around you. So if the goal is to make people feel good around you, how do you do that systematically? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The FBI developed a core framework for this exact purpose. It's a simple but powerful equation they use to build trust and rapport right from scratch. And here it is. Friendship equals proximity plus frequency plus duration plus intensity. Now, at first glance, that might seem almost too simple, right? But these 4 elements are the only variables you can actually control. When you master them, you're no longer leaving connection up to chance. You're actively engineering it. Let's break these down real quick. Proximity is just being in the same space. Simple enough. Frequency is how often you see each other. Duration is how long you spend together. But the secret sauce, the one that multiplies the effect of all the others, is intensity. This is all about the quality of the interaction, making sure it's a positive experience that leaves the other person feeling seen, heard, and valued. The book points out this fascinating inverse relationship here. So if you see someone very frequently, the duration of each interaction can be really short and still build a bond. Think about the barista you see every single morning for 30 seconds. But if you see someone rarely, like an old friend from college, the duration needs to be much longer to maintain that connection. The point is, both paths work. Okay, so how do you control the intensity of an interaction? It all starts before you even open your mouth. The book reveals that our brains are constantly in this silent conversation, placing everyone we meet on a spectrum between friend and foe. Your body language is what determines where you land on that spectrum, and that dictates the entire tone of the interaction. Seriously, think about it. When you walk into a room, are you projecting openness, or are you kind of closed off? Are you inviting connection, or are you putting up a shield? Your posture, your face, your eyes, they are broadcasting your intentions long before your voice ever does. This slide basically shows that silent conversation in action. On the left, you've got your friend signals, these open, non-threatening gestures that broadcast safety and invite people in. On the right, you've got faux signals, actions that create distance and signal disapproval. The key takeaway is this: you are always sending one of these sets of signals, whether you realize it or not. I absolutely love this analogy from the book, the eyebrow flash. You know, that quick, almost subconscious raising and lowering of your eyebrows when you see someone you recognize is a universal friend signal. It works from across a crowded room, just like a taxi with its light on. It tells people, hey, I'm open for business. I'm open to interaction. So, the book combines these into a really powerful three-step sequence you can use anywhere. From a distance, you send an eyebrow flash. If they return it, as you get a little closer, you can add a slight head tilt. This exposes your neck, and it's a huge, non-threatening cue. Finally, you offer a sincere smile, a real one that creates those little crinkles around your eyes. This sequence is a universal invitation to friendship.
Okay, so we have the formula for creating opportunities and the nonverbal signals to show we're friendly. Now let's talk about the mindset. This is the single guiding principle that powers everything else. Without this, all the techniques in the world are just empty tricks. This is it, the golden rule of friendship. If you want people to like you, make them feel good about themselves. Just let that sink in for a moment. It's a profound shift in thinking. Your goal isn't to be impressive. It's not to be interesting. Your primary goal is to make the other person walk away from the interaction feeling better about themselves. When they associate that amazing feeling with you, liking you becomes automatic.
And the book offers these brilliant, practical ways to do this. Instead of direct flattery, which can feel a little fake, you create opportunities. You can use empathic statements like, wow, so you must have felt really proud after that presentation, which validates their feelings. Or you can praise them to a mutual friend because a third-party compliment carries so much more weight. The key is to shift the spotlight off of you and shine it right onto them. Okay, let's bring it all together now. How do you actually apply all this stuff in the real world, in those fleeting moments when you meet someone new? This is where everything we've learned really comes into play. Schafer borrows this incredible concept from the business world. This guy, Jan Carlson, turned an entire airline around by focusing on what he called moments of truth. You know, those 15-second interactions between an employee and a customer. He realized that in those tiny moments, the entire brand was defined. And this is the perfect application of that idea. That first brief glance, the first shake hand, the first words you exchange, that is your moment of truth. In just those few seconds, using the friend signals and the golden rule, you have the power to set the entire trajectory of a potential relationship. You can either flip the like switch on, or you can miss the opportunity completely. And that really brings us to the end. The choice is yours. What's it going to be? The eyebrow flash from across the room? A sincere smile to the person next to you in line? Or maybe using an empathic statement in your very next conversation? These aren't just theories, they're actual tools. And honestly, what we've covered here is just scratching the surface. If you really want to master this art of influence and connection, I highly, highly recommend you pick up a copy of The Like Switch. We've left a link for you in the description below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more explainers like this one.